Hi Capricorn, welcome to your May reading. So, this reading is about coming down from the top of the mountain. Not because anything is wrong, but getting all the way to the top, sitting there, looking down on everybody else. I don't mean looking down your nose at them, just, from a height. I've often wondered, does it get boring? Is it tiring? And in May we have our answer. It is tiring. It is boring. It's satisfying, but boring. So, Capricorn takes a little trip down from the mountain. Things can be pleasant, playful, restful, or your ego can just go crazy and start making all sorts of demands. So 5 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. You not being A1 top interested in your career leaves you free. Lots of time, lots of energy to indulge in love, pleasantries, affairs. You astrologically feel like you can basically have whatever you want. And I think the 5 of Swords is a really great illustration of how that can go wrong. Because you think, you can have whatever you want. You're confident, you're strong, you are out there, dynamic. But this is another way of how that energy is interpreted if you're not careful. So for a lot of you, you do feel like you can do whatever you want. That's true, you can. But you're going to push away and alienate a lot of people, including people that I think you may not realize that you need as much as you do. You're more dependent on them emotionally than you think you are. So you feel free and you feel like you can play the field in many ways, regardless of your marital status or relationship status. But what the people around you start to realize is, oh, well, this person doesn't really care how this affects me or what I want. So what am I doing here, right? And then we have the 7 of Pentacles and that Scorpio card. It's also a time of really big mistakes, emotional mistakes that can lead to financial loss, that can lead to the uprooting of pentacles that you planted a long time ago. Things that perhaps you believe are solid and you've put all the work and all the energy into it. Doesn't matter how you behave now, that shouldn't affect what you've already done, but it's not the case at all. That uprooting of your investment, whether it's in people or finances, that uprooting, that having to start over, has to do with putting yourself in precarious positions that can, well, you're in those precarious positions because something has robbed you from your ability to be logical. That's what I mean by coming down from the mountain. Sounds nice enough, sounds pleasant and playful enough, but your reasoning is off. And when your reasoning is off, especially about people, especially people you feel sorry for, there's that thing again. We've talked about it so many times, especially people you pity. It can be really hard for you to see that this may not be the person that you think they are. This may actually be someone who is deeply playing you. So whatever the circumstance is that's made you throw your own interest to the wind, whatever's made you, whatever's clicked inside you. I mean, I can tell you what it is astrologically, but that thing that clicked inside you and said, okay, I should just do what I want now. I just want to be happy. I have a few Capricorns in my life that I have recently had to let go of. And it's exactly for this reason. Now, before you take me wrong, it's not because they decided that, perhaps in their mind, they decided that for the first time in their life, they're going to do what they want and they're going to be happy. Meanwhile, we've all been giving you guys a pass thinking you always do what you want. You always make yourself happy. I think what's more accurate is that you didn't really care about happiness as much as you do now. You cared about success. Now that you've focused that same drive and ambition on happiness, well, of course, now it's the most important thing. And unfortunately, as is usually the case when the pendulum swings, it swings wildly. And so in your mind, you may be going from, I've done everything for everybody else. I fulfilled all the obligations. I went to college because my parents wanted me to. I went to law school because they always wanted me to go be a lawyer, whatever. In your mind, that could have all been very obligatory stuff. And now, Mercury's kind of pulling on you. Then Mercury's going to move into Gemini mid-month. Mercury's pulling on you, and it's giving you this fire. It's bringing with it, right? This like air and fire, and you just, Mercury's giving you, it's like picked up all this fire, and it's been carrying all this fire with it since it was in Aries. You feel so entitled to your happiness, right? But the pendulum swing is from what you thought you were obligated to do, what you feel that you sacrificed for so many, all the way to, I don't care about anything. I just want to do what makes me happy. I'm done doing what makes everybody else happy. And the reality is that life is not lived in either of those ways. You have to live somewhere in the middle, but you haven't lived in the middle. And so it makes sense in a way that you're swinging wildly in the other direction, right? But there's a way to do it, and there's a way to really alienate people. Because in my personal case, the question that keeps coming up in my mind is, how are you thinking about anybody else? You don't need to get law degrees for anybody else, but you could consider them in just this life change that you're trying to make right now, Now, you have to be really honest with whomever is at the heart of these feelings that you are chasing. You have to let them know how you feel. No matter how jumbled up it is in your head, no matter how confusing it is, no matter how disorganized it may be and how much you may dislike that, you still need to say it how it is. Because, we're all going to adjust. We're all going to adjust, but you want to rediscover some peace, some harmony, some roundness. You want some closure here. And I don't fault you for that. It is difficult to admit that all the time you've spent until now has not created that harmony for you that you thought it would. So there's some disillusionment there as well. But you're going to break a lot of eggs to make this omelet of harmony and happiness. I know you don't care, but it's there. And you're going to have to come to some new understandings with the people around you. And the only way to do that, and the only way to make people comfortable, is to consider them and not complicate things by, making everybody uncomfortable. Like, you making people uncomfortable will not make them give in to whatever you have decided is the thing now. It's not money, it's not your career, it's something else now, probably love-based. And I think it's really important for you that people co-sign your choices, even when in your head you've decided that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It still very much matters to what everybody thinks. Okay? It's very easy to be careless, especially in the beginning of the month. It's very easy to feel like you need to shower somebody with lots of money, and you need to show them like how amazing this life is gonna be together, and you're gonna fulfill all their dreams, all their wishes, it's very easy at the beginning of the month to feel like this, to spend way too much on things that you don't need and nobody needs. It's very easy to get lost in the fantasy of showing somebody else this, like you get caught in your own fantasy. It's really easy to do that right now, and in the moment you feel very fulfilled, but it's dumb and it's showy, and you're very tempted to be this way right now because I think that it fills some void in you that shifting your focus away from your career and money has left. You still have that showy element to you. You still want people to know that you're like the top, And so if you're gonna do love, you're gonna do it right, you're gonna do it big, because that's how you do everything, kind of thing. And it's not fulfilling. It's actually quite foolish, and it's something that you regret pretty soon, mid-month, in a couple of weeks. You start to regret it. Also, this is a time where you could really use some self-reflection, because either this Virgo or this Sag is really only around for the monies, and this Aquarius is really only around for the luck. You're like their good luck charm. These two might be playing you for the monies. This one thinks you're a good luck charm, which in its own way is crappy, because I think you're used to the machinations of the corporate world, the business world, the cutthroat world of making money, but wait till you figure out how treacherous this world is. This world of love and feelings and unabashed declarations. Someone is trying to financially play you, and I think you know it. I think you hate being seen this way, as like this target, But it's foolish to deny how you come across, because how could people not see you this way? This is your whole aesthetic. Of course people see you that way. You know what I mean? So it's easy to be fooled by someone who's seeing this, very glamorous show and thinks, oh, I could get a piece of that. This person seems emotionally vulnerable. I could get under their skin. I could get what I need from them. And because you do have, again, this soft spot, 6 of Pentacles, for pathetic cases, then the more pathetic they are, the more they beseech you for help, the easier it will be for them to get under your skin and get what they want. So, what do? You can spend the money a different way. Instead of spending it on people or, planning things with people to get the money that you need or get the money that you want, or they can get the money through you, whatever. You could instead willingly put some money into redoing your home, willingly put money into buying yourself something nice. So if someone is going to try to play you for your money and you're going to get caught up in it because you're going to feel sorry for them, or they're just doing a really good job of being pathetic this month, then instead of giving it to them, you may as well be dumb and spend it on yourself, spend it on your house, spend it on things that you deserve, okay? Also, a lot of this seems directed from the outside. And unfortunately, you not having that drive to get to the top of the mountain may have left you a bit directionless. And this is when people come in, predatory people, especially financially predatory people, and they try to set the direction of your life financially because you're not doing it. They may as well do it. But you've got to find your identity again in the midst of all this. Okay, you have feelings. Okay, you would like to put emotions and emotional contentment first. Okay, you feel like you've done as much as you can in the realms where you wanted to dominate and get to the top. Cool. One, you cannot work love and relationships the way you work a career. Two, the satisfaction of beating everybody and getting to the top does not exist in love. Love is not a competition. So the competitiveness that I feel in this reading could very much be your undoing. If you're keeping score, keeping tabs, keeping lists, you know, I did this, they bought me this, I bought them that, all of this kind of stuff. You're falling into that trap of thinking that every aspect of life is the same and that you should respond in the same way. Your modes in terms of romance seem to be, this person is really pathetic, let me take care of them and bring them up to speed and show them what a luxurious, fabulous life can be like. Or, I'm done with you, get out of my way, I don't want you anymore, I've found a new charity case to provide for, because they stroke my ego even nicer than you do. Now, some of you are dealing with this Aquarius, and there the Wheel of Fortune is there, where you think, no, this person has their own stuff going on, they're very original on their own, they have their own, you know, life and ideas and money and whatever else they have, looks like fame. They don't need anything from me. But I think you know that they do. I think you know very well that your energy is like a good luck charm for them. And they may not be using you in the same way, but they're all in the same ballpark. Okay, that Virgo and that Sagittarius, we'll get more into it in the extended, but they don't look trustworthy at all. Okay? And the thing we're going to talk about most in the extended, I'll just drop it here before we go. Everything you're looking for is in the things that you're avoiding doing. Everything that you're looking for, everything you want an answer to, anything that just doesn't make sense, it's all present there in whatever you're avoiding doing. Pushing through and doing the things that we don't want to do, that's Cancer right across from you. That's your ego next to it. Pushing through, saying the things that we don't want to say, that we're avoiding saying, doing the things we're avoiding doing, avoiding the introspection. The thing about Cancerians, that Chariot card, that they're very direct. Cancerians may walk sideways. I'm a Cancer rising. There's like a bluntness to us. And you need it right now. You need to find your own direction, and it's going to be found in the things that you're avoiding. I think if you were to look closely at what you're avoiding, you'll see that you'll have to accept some pain first. The pain that comes with acknowledging some part of yourself. What you've lost. For a lot of you, you may feel like you've lost time. But that's just your ego talking. Time isn't real. Whatever you're here to do, whatever you're meant to do, time will wait for it to be done. You should know that by now. Okay. Also, this Aries can't help but see right through you, huh? And I feel like that Scorpio's been telling you for a while the mistakes that you're making or about to make, but you're not really listening. The extended is going to be juicy, I can already tell. I'll leave you with, why did I say the things that you are seeking are in what you're avoiding? Because Jupiter, as of the 25th, moves into Gemini. So for Cap rising, that's your 6th house. Do the thing. Clean out the emotional closets. Do the hard work of being really honest with yourself, like when you, not when you look at yourself from the outside, because you always do that, but when you look at yourself in relation to others, how do they feel about you? How do you actually make people feel? Sure, there's winning and there's popularity and there's confidence. You can even bully people into liking you in large groups. But how do you make people feel? Not about you, just in general. If you keep that question in the front of your mind for the next 30 days or so, I think you'll do so much better. Because it really is like that switch in you is turned off in May, and it can get pretty serious, painful, especially for the people around you. We don't want that. You're supposed to be the good guy. I love you. The extended links are below. You can watch it on Patreon. You can watch it on Vimeo. You can get an instant link sent to your email. And you can also get a personal reading that looks just like this at the link below. I love you.